Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this Universal Watch reading. So today we've got Nigeria in the spotlight. At the bottom of the deck we have Ethiopia, Burkina Faso following that, Biafra following, St. Croix, Jamaica, and I'm being told to show you one more, the United Nations. Okay. The card just flipped up and Argentina was next. I don't know if that's included. I was told to show you up to the sixth one. And I've been guided to 6 decks today. So, you who know what's happening as we reveal the messages in this reading, you'll know if Argentina is included in whatever this is and what role they play, etc., etc. Okay? So it's all about Nigeria, this reading. Okay. So let's find out what does God want us to know regarding Nigeria. Dear Lord, please block anybody trying to interfere with this reading. Do step in and deliver your messages to we the people. Thank you. One more. Okay, so whew, at the bottom of the deck, the subject for this part of the message is a fiery climax approaches. Fiery climax approaches. Alright, let's see. Okay, so we have a new romantic cycle begins. That's good news. But your dreams need a practical plan. So, Nigeria, whatever is happening right now, the first thing you need to pay attention to is the fact that good times are coming. However, you need to strategize. You know, I don't know how to run a country. I imagine it's quite like running a house. So, you have to do risk assessments. You have to calculate what you need, what you don't need, what you can keep, what you need to change, who you need to change, and so on and so on and so on, so that you can allow this romantic cycle to manifest in Nigeria. Okay? So there's an opportunity right now for you guys to be surrounded by love and progress. Okay, people working together rather than fighting against or working against each other. Alright, but you need a practical plan. The underlying issue here, don't let your past hold you back. So don't let your past hold you back suggests whatever happened in the past, don't let that cloud what your intuition is telling you. For example, if somebody made mistakes in the past, do not allow the mistakes that they made, or even if they deliberately did something, do not be so rigid that you do not recognize when this person has changed, because people grow, people learn from their mistakes. Okay, so whatever this is about the past, perhaps you tried to do something and it failed. If your intuition is telling you now that now is the time to launch it, it's most likely true. Follow your intuition. Okay, your dreams need a practical plan, so weigh the pros and cons and so on and so on, but do not doubt your findings once you've given it proper thought and you've sussed your soul. Okay, it's good to use your mind, but it's more important in big matters to employ your higher self, aka one soul. Okay, so whatever you guys are about to embark upon, it's gonna be good, but you need to make sure that everything and everyone is in place. Make sure you're carrying the right things with you and the right people with you into the future. The right people in the right positions. Okay, so don't let your past hold you back. All right, so this is talking about past disputes as well. So just because you had a dispute with someone in the past, it doesn't mean that this is the time for you to continue that. Sometimes you have to let sleeping dogs lie. Sometimes you have to let bygones be bygones. Because as I said, people grow. Life happens. We learn lessons and we choose to change. We choose to apply the lessons that life has taught us. Because when we're young, we make a lot of mistakes. We're driven by the wrong things if we are unfortunate enough to be in the wrong company. Okay, so who we are in the past is not necessarily who we are in our today. Okay, so pay attention to that. Kind of feel a sneeze coming on. So yeah, don't let your past hold you back. Your hard work is paying off. So whatever you guys have going on in Nigeria right now, you guys are doing a great job. I don't know if you can see your progress, but God has sent me here to let you know it's working. Whatever you're doing, it's working. You're headed in the right direction. Okay? The end of a tough cycle approaches. That's why it says a fiery climax is coming. So you're coming to the end of a tough cycle. Okay? So you can rejoice over that. Be bold and make the first move. So there are steps that you need to take so that you can start this new beautiful phase. A new romantic cycle begins. Okay? So that's great news. Step out of your comfort zone, Nigeria. So familiar things and familiar people. If you do what you've always done, you will get what you've always gotten. And now is a time for change. So it's important for you to know who and what to change so that you can bring about better days and better times in Nigeria. And that positivity will affect those around you. Okay? And don't let your pride get in the way. So now is not the time to worry about what this person or this country is gonna say or think about you. At the end of the day, it's your house. You know the ins and outs of what's happening in your house. Do not let people looking in from the outside judge you, and you listen to them. Do not listen to them. They don't know the ins and outs of what's going on in your country. Okay? But you do. So make sure that the final decision is yours. Stick to it. If people want to laugh, let them laugh. But there's method to your madness. It's none of their business. When the time comes, they will see. Okay? So make sure you believe in your plan. Don't let people sway you this way and that way with their opinions and their analysis. Let them talk. You know what's going on inside your house, Nigeria. Only you can fix it. You have your best interests at heart. Let barking dogs bark till they get hoarse. Okay? And you just stay on track. So there are great things coming for you. You guys are on the right track. And God just wanted to let you all know that. However, you do need a practical plan. So it's time to make the necessary changes. Step out of your comfort zone. Okay? Because if you always do what you have done, you will always get the results that you have gotten. They say the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over expecting a different result. It doesn't work. Okay? Alright, let's get the next message. So we have the Five of Swords wanting to show itself. It says, God, the highest being, desire to know the acquisition of wisdom. Thy wisdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Okay? So obviously, God wants you to remember to include God in all your searching, in all your analysis, in your everything. You need to include your God. And if you people serve more than one God, include all of them. Okay? Do not allow your differences to put a wedge between you guys. So let's say you're about to have a meeting and you decide to pray first. Keep the prayer general. Because some people praise Allah, some people praise Jesus, some people praise Rastafari. There are different gods being acknowledged because there are a lot of you. So to respect everyone's point of view and keep the peace among you, speak generally. Because at the end of the day, there's only one God. And whatever God you call on, if it works for you, it works for you. And we should respect each other as such. Because I was saying yesterday in a reading, I am a praiser of Rastafari, Haile Selassie, you know. But I grew up as a Christian. I respect them. And one time I was sick, I was prayed for in Jesus' name, and I was healed immediately. So there is power in all of these gods. Okay? I think it's more based on our intention. Right? So don't let your differences stand in the way of the progress that you guys are on the brink of making in Nigeria. Live and let live. Try to find that common ground and focus on that. Because at the end of the day, everybody has the right to be themselves and live their truth. Because we start to malfunction when we're trying to satisfy other people's expectations of us, when we know within ourselves that's not truly what we believe. It makes us uncomfortable and it makes us unable to think straight. Okay? So let the Allah praisers praise their Allah. Let the Jesus praisers praise their Jesus. And let the Rastafarians praise their Rasta God. And let the Buddhists praise their Buddhists. Let the whatever praise their whatever. As long as you're getting the job done, you keep going. Keep it general. In your privacy, you can praise your God to the highest heights. But when you're together, if you're saying a prayer before a meeting or something, so you ask for guidance, keep it general. Thy wisdom come, thy will be done. God is God. There's a reason why God made so many different religions, if you want to call it that. There's a reason. You know, everybody's not the same. Find what you resonate with and stick to it. And when you feel within your soul it's time for you to change, change. You're not a prisoner. God don't hold prisoners. Okay? Be free. Because there's a reason why if you're whatever today and you feel 20 years after that you feel to change to this, there's a reason why God is shifting you from that religion to that religion. Because my philosophy is, or my theory is, each one of these religions, they hold a piece of the puzzle of God. The power is in being able to pick all the pieces, all the correct pieces out of each one and make a whole. WHOLE. See the complete picture, or more complete, because I don't think that we will ever know everything about God. But all of these religions have been infiltrated by people who are trying to distort our spiritual essence. Okay, so we have to watch out for the pits and the traps. All right, that was just a slight detour. Let's get back on track. So let's see what's your next message. So we need to stop fighting each other because of the things that are different about us, and learn more to respect each other. Learn from each other as well. It's like, why do you think that way? Why do you believe that way? Instead of judging people, we should question people and try to understand. Sometimes they may realize that they don't even know themselves, and that's okay too. Sometimes you just feel something. You cannot explain it, but that's intuition. So, yeah. Once it works for you, do you. Live and let live. Okay? bottom of the deck, we've got the death card. God, the end of the universe. Whew. It says endings and rebirth. Okay. Influences health and longevity. So that's the subject of this part of the message. Endings and rebirth. Influences health and longevity. God, the end of the universe. So that's basically the same thing that came out in the first deck. It's saying that you're coming to the end of one cycle for a new one to begin. So I guess God wants to elaborate on this ending and the rebirth. Okay. Okay, so we got the Three of Swords, the quickly forgiving God. It says, love and submission cures illness, influences paternal love, gives long life. So there's a lot of talk about longevity. So whatever is happening is going to last for a long time, and it's positive as well. So the quickly forgiving God. So God wants you to know whatever it is that happened in the past, just know that you're already forgiven. And that's why that's another good one, where they don't let your past hold you back card. If you've done wrong in the past, forgive yourself and know that God has already forgiven you. So don't hold on to wrongs that you've done. Don't hold on to the mistakes that other people have made. Don't hold on to your own. You're all new people, because life has given you so many different experiences that it has shifted your thinking. It has shifted your belief system. It has shifted your desires for your future and the future of your country and your people and the world at large, possibly. Okay? So you're a new man, you're a new woman now. You are not who you used to be. Give yourself the freedom to be your new self. Do not let your mistakes of the past or the mistakes of other people's past hold you guys back. Right? Very important. So God has already forgiven everybody. Okay? It's a new slate, death and rebirth. So you have a clean page to start from. Okay? So the underlying issue here, we have the Four of Wands, God the Savior. Rectification helps one live in peace with everyone. Jeez. Yeah. A new romantic cycle begins, like the first deck says. So there's going to be a lot more peace. It doesn't mean things are going to be perfect, okay? But it's going to be better. All right? So you just have to train your mind, your soul, your heart to let go. Let go of the negative things that you've done, that other people have done, and know that you are all new people. The experiences that you've gone through, the truths that you have come to be acquainted with, all these things have made positive changes within your minds. And when it comes to the formula for changing your fate, changing your mind, the way you think, is an ingredient of the utmost importance. If you change your mind, you can change your destiny. Okay? Change your mind, you change your trajectory. Okay? Because how we think determines where we end up. It determines what we do and don't do. Okay? And where we end up is determined by what we do and what we do not do. So you all have a changed mind, because you have seen some stuff and experienced some stuff and discovered some stuff, and now it's time for you to apply them constructively. Okay? So the next one So we have rectification helps one live in peace with everyone. Then we have protection prevents discovery of secret crimes, saves exile. So this is what I'm saying. So yes, you guys done some things. Everybody has done some negative things, some kind of crime. You've made mistakes. You were young, you were impressionable, and you were stupid. You were not wise yet. Okay? When we're young, that's when they get us because they know that we are more inclined because of our ignorance to believe whatever they want to tell us. So we are shaped by our environment because we're not wise enough to make our own decisions. Okay? And then life throws us into some situations, and eventually we gradually learn to make our own decisions. And now people can't fool you that easily. So then they don't have a hold on your destiny. They do not get to decide your fate. So now you have more power over yourself in the palm of your hands. Okay? Or in your mind, in your soul, in your being. Alright? So God is offering you protection, prevents discovery of secret crimes. Because if God has forgiven you, then who else matters? Nobody else fucking matters. Okay? So whatever you've done, let that shit go. And start over. Because this is what's being handed to you. It's a gift to you. To be able to bring things to an end so you can start anew. Okay? And you will make some mistakes going forward again because you have not fully developed. And I don't think that learning ever stops. And then there are so many other factors around that will affect our decision making and what we can and cannot accomplish. Okay? Because we're all interconnected. So just do your best and give the rest to your God. Yeah? Let's see this last one. We got purification, protection from the impious religious sentiments. So purification, protection from the impious or impious, I don't know how to say that word, but that word is talking about mischievous people, people who want to enter into your life and damage what you're trying to build. Okay, so you got purification and protection from people who would try to come in and mess up what Nigeria is trying to accomplish. So it's like once you stay on the right path to let thy will be done, not our will. Once you stay on the right path, you have God's utmost protection. Okay? It's the battle between good and evil. So you don't need to worry. Just do what God is telling you to do in your intuition. When God says move, move. Right? Right. Yeah, see? Intellectual richness. When God says move, move. When God says be still, be still. Intellectual richness protects fertility of women, makes children respectful towards their parents. I said the all-pervading God. So yeah, you guys are protected. You guys are being you're God's children, and you're some of God's children who are actually trying to get it right. So when you have a child and you see your child trying to do the right thing, you're more inclined to assist your child. So that's the same thing you can expect from your God at this time. Okay, each one of you. That's helping to bring about these changes for Nigeria. Hang on. So yeah, so God wants you to know you're not alone. And then God wants you to know that you're on the right path as well. So keep going. And God wants you to include it in your decision making, in your seeking of wisdom, in your seeking answers. Include God. God has ears and eyes where we do not. Okay? Stop relying so heavily on technology and spies and maybe even witch doctors or whatever. You have a direct communication with the one who knows all things. Use it. You don't need a third party. God can reveal stuff to you in your dreams. God can reveal stuff to you through each other. God can reveal stuff to you in nature. You'll be surprised where wisdom comes. Just pay attention, okay? And trust. All right? Use your intellect and suss out risk assessments and whatnot. When you get a message and it resonates with you as to what to do next, analyze it first, see it clearly, so you have no doubts. And sometimes you won't be able to see clearly with your mind, but you can feel it in your being. You just know that it's the right decision to make. So be aware of those times too, because you may not always be capable of explaining yourself clearly. But that's why faith is a thing. Okay? So that one wanted to show itself. Limited possibility. Stars in the sky. Limitless. Limitless possibility. Yeah, so where wisdom come is limitless. You could go to the beach and stuff come to you from probably something you see. You could be on your toilet and knowledge is coming to you. Okay? So just know that there is no shortage of how God can deliver these messages to each and every one of you. So when you do come together to have your meetings, you bring your ideas and you put them together, you see what works, you discard of what's not gonna work at this time. Perhaps it'll be good to work in the future. You never know. Okay? But do not let your egos get in the way. Let God be the head among you. Let wisdom reign among you. Not my idea or your idea or their idea. Let wisdom come. When we start putting our ego into things and overstepping our authority, that's when things start going haywire. That's when things start spinning out of control. Work with what works best. It doesn't matter who the idea came from. Forget about the messenger. Make sure you get the message. Because we are all a part of God. There's no difference between us. We create differences in our minds. We are all one. Individually, but one. For too long we've been losing. It's time for us to start winning. When I say losing, it's too long that we've been living hell on earth. This is the season where we're ushering heaven on earth. Better days. Instead of just singing and talking about it, we're actually making it happen. It's really good. Finally. The thing about life is we can start off doing something even though we know it's not good, and it's like once we've been beaten enough times then we start to really acknowledge, yeah, I need to change, I need to make a change. And that's what's happening in the earth now. This is a universal reading, so you're not the only ones that's going through this, and you know corruption covers this earth like dirt. Okay, like soil. All right, it's cleanup time. We're not looking for perfection, but we're looking for better, certainly. Okay, it's going too far now. We don't want perfection. Perfection is boring, actually. You know, problems, problems are nice. Problems, they motivate us. Problems give us a reason to live. You know what I'm saying? But too much problems kill us. And that's where we're headed. We're too close to too much problems. It's killing us. Yeah, we need to reel it back in a little bit and redirect. Life is about balance, eh? That's so annoying. I don't know when these particles land on my face. I don't know if they're causing a chemical reaction because I haven't seen like any bumps or anything, but maybe it just tickles my face. I hate it. It's annoying. It make me scratch and itch like I got some kind of disease or something. It's annoying. But they're on the cards. The particles are on the cards. So when I shuffle, they get blown everywhere. Hey, God is testing me right now to see how in tune I am with my intuition. And it's like when I'm trying to follow it, I think I feel it down here somewhere. So I guess the intuition is down here. It's like when you slow down and you really pay attention to life, you learn a lot. Sometimes we move too fast and we miss a lot, you know? And I'm saying that because you're coming up on a time where you guys need to use your intuition. You just have to feel. Because it's like it's connected here and up here. That's what I was feeling. There was a connection between here and here. So I guess that's like alignment. Because I know how to use my intuition, but explaining it, I may not be able to explain it 100% accurately because I haven't had a chance or taken the time to really study. I just do it, you know. But in this reading, this is the second time now that God has been like slowing me down and kind of making me pay attention to which one is it and how do I know it's this one and not that one that I should be picking up next, because the one that I pick up last determines what's at the bottom of the deck, you see. So it's important that I pick them up in the correct order. So I hope that helped you to clarify something within yourself, and you can use that information to help you as you go forward to a better day. Yeah. All right, so we got empty well. So that's the subject of this one. It's time to replenish. Yeah, time to restore Nigeria and Nigerians, and by extension, the world at large, because we inspire each other. It's like whatever Nigeria is able to accomplish at this time, it will definitely be an inspiration to others. And that is why God have to protect you from these impious people, because those who plan to run the whole world, they're obviously not going to want to see you using your own initiative, making your own decisions, running your own country, selling your own resources. Because tell me why Africa has the most resources, yet still everything is coming abroad. People from overseas are in Africa claiming Africa's resources, but that kind of hurt my feelings. So I'm going to come off of that topic for right now. When the time comes, we'll talk about that. But they're bullies. They're thieves. They're out of order. Period. And it's time for them to stop. They act like African people don't have the intelligence to harvest their own stuff and sell it to them. But you see, they have no respect for Africa and Africans. So that's why they treat Africa and Africans that way. They're bullies. And we're too nice. Black people are too nice. It's time to stop it. Sometimes you have to get dark so you can see the light and live in the light. That's all I'm going to say on that one. And I don't care who don't like it. Your bumbleclot don't belong in Africa. If you're in Africa, I take what don't belong to you. You need to get the fuck out and go claim what is yours where you come from. And that's why they don't like me. That's why they're trying to kill me. But the truth is the truth. It's not an offense. How would you like it if Africans start going in your country and taking your shit? Running things in your country. You'd kill them quick. That's what you would do. You would destroy them or outright kill them quick. No mercy for the merciless. That's why y'all don't like me. But you people need people exactly like me. Because you're bullies. And you're wrong. Going into other people's house and taking over their stuff. And they shouldn't, they're not allowed to have anything to say about it. They're not allowed to be upset about it. They're not allowed to do anything about it. They should just take your shit and shut up. Fuck you. The good thing about life is I'm hated by all the right people. Because if you hate me right now for what I'm saying right now, it doesn't matter to me. I'm loved by all the right people too. Because right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't expect you to love me because you're a fucking idiot. You're a horrible person for stepping into another man's country or another people's country and taking over their place and their resources. Y'all are afraid of Africa. And you're afraid of Africans mostly. You're afraid of the Africans mostly. That's why you try to fucking corrupt. You try to corrupt the thinking of Africans at home and abroad. Because you're afraid of us. We understand. But what you're missing is that you are the savages. And even though you've done all these wicked things to us, most of us don't have no desire to treat you the way that you treated us. We don't even think about it. We just want to go on with our lives and be great. That's it. But because of your nasty, dirty conscience, You're always on guard, waiting for this retaliation from the African people. Man, we don't give a fuck. That shit done happen, it done gone, and we prefer peace over war. We prefer love over hate. That's how our DNA is set up, and that's the reason why we haven't wreaked havoc already to compensate ourselves, because we know we can never expect compensation from you. Because although you're afraid of us, you still take pleasure in rubbing us the wrong way. But you know, you are afraid of our brilliance. You're not afraid of our temperament, because you know that we're nice people. So that's why you keep fucking with us. What you're afraid of is our intellect. You're afraid of our spiritual genius. You're afraid of our mental genius. You're afraid of our gifts, our skills, our talents, our abilities to manifest brilliance. That's what you're afraid of. So that's why you play on our minds, to keep us distracted from building ourselves from the inside out. You see, you keep us hating each other, because divided we fall. You're not afraid of our temperament, because you know that we are a people of love. We're full of love. We got so much love within us, it baffles you. And it embarrasses you too. Because when you look at us and you look at yourself, you see the embarrassment that you are. And you know what? We see the embarrassment that you are too. But we don't rub it in your faces, do we? We just let you live. But God is with us. We don't have to lift a finger. That's why this reading is coming out. God has ways and means of compensating us. Our job is to just stay focused and build. Love and build. When your countries and your people start getting hit with tornadoes and hurricanes and floods and earthquakes and hailstones and whatever else God wants to use against you, you can't say we did it. We were just over here minding our own business. But you will pay. You will all pay. You will. It's a must. That's universal law. We are the most tormented ethnic group, yet we are the happiest. How is that? We are the most oppressed of all peoples of the earth, yet we are the jolliest, the most fashionable, the most bright-spirited, the most inspirational. I see why you don't want to let up off of the African peoples, because if you do, you get lost. We're already great. All we have to do is continue to be great. Not let you sway us this way nor that way. Just, Africa, just continue to do you. Let God take care of justice. Alright, so it's time to replenish. So it's time for you to dive into this task of replenishing Nigeria. and everywhere else and everybody else that will benefit from your uprise. Okay? Yeah, it's time to get to work. All right. So, yeah, the underlying is because it's time to replenish. Because right now you're wandering between realms. But this is natural because before you can switch from being this to being that, there's an in-between. So you're at the in-between right now, and that's why God says your plans need a practical, your approach need a practical plan or something like that. Whatever you're about to do, you need to plan. So you're in the stages where you need to do the groundwork. And it doesn't mean you're going to get everything right, but at least start somewhere. And as you start to apply these things, you'll see where you need to shift and what you can actually keep. Okay? That's how life goes. So yeah, so you're between realms right now. You're between who you used to be and who you are becoming. Choices and their consequences. That's why we talk about the risk assessments before. So before you solidify anything, just kind of do an analysis to see, like, if we do this, what will happen. That's why you need to have meetings, and it will be good if you pray before you have the meeting. A prayer to God in general, okay, so that you respect everybody's religion. You pray to God in general so that God can speak through all of you. You collect the information and you apply what is shown as the best formula. Okay? It's nothing to do with ego. Leave your egos outside the office. Outside in the street. Okay? Once you come into the office, you're a collective. Working for a common goal. All right, so yeah, choices and their consequences. Confidence in your magic. Like I said, pray before and let your God talk to each of you. You make your notes and whatnot, and you come to the common formula. Your God is the magic. Confidence in your God, and you see how all the different gods can come together and make a whole. That's some beautiful stuff. Yeah, teachability. So see yourselves as students. Leave your ego way outside. Don't bring your ego into the office. Brothers and sisters, do not do it. Be open to learn. Be open to listen. And be open to teach. Be open to share. Sometimes you will be the student, sometimes you will be the teacher. Apply as necessary. Preparations come to fruition. Exactly. There's a practical plan. And once you get through that part, then you know you're on the path to success. You're on the path to success. Herald of change. Okay? And look, we got bold step forward. So fuck the rest of the world. Forget everybody and their opinions, because you're being guided by the right force, aka God. aka God. Sacred contract. That's like me. How do you think I keep winning? It's my God that keep me winning. I'm not teaming up with nobody and nothing else. I link with God, and God link everybody else with me. God inspires others to join me or help me. I don't go call nobody because I don't know who is who. You see a person's face, you do not know what's in their heart. And if it's one thing my life story has taught me, it's that. You see their face, you do not know what's in their heart until they show it to you. Because everybody's an angel until that moment comes when they reveal them true selves. And there's always that time. One can only pretend for so long. fortunately. So eventually I got to see I was surrounded by a whole bunch of devils. Yeah, look. Ego sublimation. Leave your ego outside the office. Don't even bring it in the building, or else you will lose. You will confuse yourselves and you will make the wrong decisions. And instead of sending Nigeria forward, you send yourselves backward. Don't do it. I hope that you manage to keep your egos in check. And if you make a mistake and bring your ego into the conversation, acknowledge that, make your apologies, get it in check, move forward. Okay? Don't dwell on it. It's a practice. You're probably gonna get it wrong a couple times before you get it right. It's not easy to change ourselves from one thing to another. It's very difficult. So, expect to fall from grace sometimes, but we fall down, but we get up. Always get up. Okay? It's okay to make mistakes. I'm hearing a clicking sound that I'm not supposed to be hearing. I'm not sure where it's coming from. There might be people working outside. Okay, so we got imagination at the bottom of the deck. So that's the subject of this part of the message. Put on your thinking caps. All right, let's see. Let me check this one. It kind of landed in the reverse. Okay, nice. Okay, so the cards we have to come out is, so this is all about your thinking because of this card here. So I'll explain. So the first card we have is cycles. So we spoke about the end of one cycle for the beginning of a new one, yeah? And we have responsibility and masculine. So masculine energy is the go-getter energy. When you're in your masculine energy, whether you're male or female, we all have masculine and feminine energy. Masculine energy is, I'm going to put in the work to get the result. Feminine energy is, the work is done, I'm just going to reap the rewards. Okay? So, it is the end of that cycle and the beginning of a new one. The beginning of this cycle is all about you being responsible and making the moves to get what you know you can accomplish, or what you desire for your country and your people. Okay? And here we have the remembrance card, but it's in the reverse. So God is like, forget about the past. So somebody needs to be reminded to let the past go. Whatever happened in the past, do not allow it to affect your present and definitely not your future. Okay? Whatever is gone is gone. And I'm getting tradition and stuff with this too, because it's talking about ancestors. And you know, when it comes to the peoples of the world, a lot of us live religiously by a certain set of principles. We call it tradition, we call it culture. But the thing is, the truth of the matter is, some of these practices are damaging to our societies. And this is how we need to determine what we keep and what we throw away. Our ancestors didn't get everything right. They were seekers like we are today. They were triers like we are today. We're just trying to get it right. And when the ego come into it, that's how you see certain principles being included in the tradition or the culture. Because when you look at it, you have to say to yourself, now, what type of person could ever believe that it's okay to live this way? It must be somebody who had power and was abusing their power. So they just say, okay, this is the rule. Why? Because it's their own personal desire. Their ego wanted this to be part, or this to be accepted. So they say, okay, this is one of the rules too. And I'm not gonna go into specifics about what is wrong with African culture. Use your conscience. Let your conscience be your guide. You cannot miss it. It's time to clean house. Bold step forward. People are going to criticize you. Listen, you're going to make headlines if you choose to follow this path. And people who are corrupt, who are benefiting from these rules that are destroying the African society, they are going to rise up against you. Expect it. But know that God is standing behind you, beside you, above you, beneath you. You're in a bubble like me. You don't have to pay attention to them. Let them bark. and let them try to do whatever they want to do. Y'all need to step out on faith. It's faith that's still keeping me. It's my faith, because a lot of times I have to make decisions and I'm scared and I'm worried about what my daughter's gonna think, but at the end of the day I know that I'm doing the right thing for us. If I have to explain to her later, I'll explain to her or whatever. Because every time I come on here and I curse these bullies, I put us at risk. I piss them off and then they want to strike out at us, but they need to get told what they need to get told, so I need to do my job. So yes, I'm putting us at risk, but I have to have faith that God is standing behind me, because at the end of the day, I'm being guided by God. So why is God gonna throw me in the center of the ring and not hold my hands and my feet and whatnot and give me the strength to fight? Or get somebody to hold down my opponent over there so they can't even come close to me. Are you understanding what I'm saying? This is not a time of our life to take God out of the equation. This is a time of our life to put God all the way in our equation. We cannot do it without God. The kind of fight, the kind of enemy that we are up against, only God. Only God can make us win. It's not by our own strength or our own might or our own intelligence. We need God. Real talk. Okay. So forget about what you guys need to forget about. It's time to make real changes for your country. You know what's wrong with your culture. You know what's wrong with your traditions. It's time to set them right. Or just abolish them altogether. It's a major shake-up, but that's why the card said a bold step forward. And who is sending you to do this? It's the Most High God. God says it's clean-up time. It's a sacred contract you have with heaven. And no devil can stop you. Because the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and the meek shall inherit the earth. The evil people are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. If we keep giving them power, they're going to keep having power. We need to stop giving them power and give the power to God. Let your faith be bigger than your fear. And I'm speaking from experience, not just from a book. I'm living this. So the underline, we have witch's hat, power. You have the power. And you have the protection. The same way you can go into parliament and make all these rules and whatnot is the same way you can change your tradition from things that's breaking down your society, breaking down your youth, to things that build them up. And by building the youth, you build your society. Your society will only be as great as your children are. Look at your children. Because they can only know what they know. If you don't put the right information in them, only the wrong information will come out of them. Life is what we make it. So protection, so you can reap the rewards. Summer is a time of harvest. Everything is ripe. The flowers are all in, looking and smelling pretty and stuff. That's what you're trying to achieve. Good times, good vibes, progress, success, prosperity. Heaven on earth. A slice of heaven on earth. Peace. Feminine energy. So the world will be looking to Nigeria as inspiration. Some of them will be looking in jealousy. We're not going to talk about those ones. We already know. God, that's God's job. The one that look to you for inspiration and motivation, that's your job. Yeah, good vibes. Feminine energy, fertility. Yeah, man, you're gonna be held in high regard. You're gonna be held in high regard for the changes that you managed to make to bring your country and your people to balance. Respectable levels of balance. So we got the fall energy. It says autumn, but this is my card. This is like my tower card. This is things falling to the ground. That's contained. Containment. So you guys were on a trajectory of falling, failing. So it's like if you look at yourselves and your progress on a chart, you were going like this. Now you're about to go like this. You have to make it happen. You're at this point right now. You reach the bottom. This is as far as you're gonna go. If you choose to make the right decisions, you can only go up from here. The same way you were on this downward spiral, you have the power to put yourself on an upward trajectory. It's awakening time. We got concealment, boundaries, grounding. I'm getting you're being enclosed. God has enclosed you. So while you're going through this awakening, that's so so look at it this way, like a V, right? So you were who you were because you learned what you learned when you were in your younger years. And that those teachings actually sent the country down. It put money in somebody's pocket, but it wasn't good for the society. Okay? So it sent you guys down. Now you're coming to a realization because you've sunk so far, and it's like, hey, I don't like this. We have to do something about this. So now that's where the awakening energy comes in. So you're at the point of the awakening where you see what's wrong and you know this is not the direction that I want to go in or we want to go in. And while you're coming to those conclusions, God is hiding you and putting up defenses around you. So it's like you're in a cocoon. You're like a butterfly in a cocoon, and God has crystallized the outside part while you heal, while you recalibrate, while you ground yourself, stabilize yourself, decide where you want to go and how you're going to go about it, clearance and rebirth. So you're grounding yourself, you're clearing all that bad energy, all those negative thoughts, all those past hurts, wrong turns. You're clearing that all out for the rebirth. So every last one of these decks I've been telling you basically the same thing. It's time for you to have a rebirth. You realize you were going in the wrong direction, and God is protecting you as you regroup in your thoughts. You empty out all the wrong information and you download all the right ones. Right thinking take you to the right places. Wrong thinking take you to the wrong places. The simple mathematics. And that's why the mind is so important. As a man thinketh, so is he. As a woman thinketh, so is she. And a lot of our programming come from our ancestors, and they didn't know everything. They were driven by ego, just like we could very possibly be. Some of us have more control over our ego than others. But just know that our ancestors, they didn't have everything together when it comes to understanding life and how to live it well. They were just seekers, like we are now. And they've made some wrong turns. They passed on those wrong teachings to us, so now we made the wrong turns. Now we're coming to a realization that, yeah, this isn't working, this isn't right. So now we have to make the changes, break those generational curses, basically. So we are the generation that's going to start the ball rolling in the right direction, finally. And this is why I don't believe in death, because why the hell would I want to put in all this work to start the ball rolling in the right direction and then believe in death? I ain't dying. I want to see. I want to live to see the results of my suffering. It's nothing to be 300, 3,000, 4,000, 10,000 years old. I'm staying here. I'm not going anywhere. That's my prayer. I don't want to die. I want to stay right here in this flesh, watching my children and my children's children and my children's children and see how they progress and be here to guide them. Okay? Because we're always only one thought away from hell, just as we are only one thought away from heaven. It's our decisions. That's why our youth need guidance. And that's why we have to be able to approach our youth on a friendly basis, not just always being parent, but sometimes listen to the youth. Let them do the thinking, let them do the talking. Let them share their thought process with you. We don't know everything. You'll be surprised what a child could teach you, because their thoughts are more pure than ours. We change the thinking of our children because of what we've been taught. So we teach our children what we've been taught, the good and the bad. We convolute their purity. So sometimes it's good to let the children speak, especially the little ones, like the 3 and 4 year olds. And if they could talk at 1 and 2, make them talk too. You'll be surprised, because they haven't been tuned in to the philosophies that our societies try to program us with and make us live by. Listen to the children. Get them involved in serious topics. Even if they don't know, start to introduce them to, because they're becoming older people. So why wait until your child is 16 to expect the child to behave like a 16-year-old? You're supposed to be teaching your child maturity from they're very, very young, because that's where they're headed. Teach them to be responsible. Teach them to learn to think for themselves. Teach them to learn to speak their truth, but in a respectful way. Allow your children to tell you when they think you were wrong. And then speak to your child, respond to your child with respect and truth. If you need to say, I'm sorry, but this is what they taught me, and I thought it was wrong, but I wasn't really sure, just know that I'm growing as well. My love, please forgive me. You see that? What kind of society are we constructing with that type of behavior? It's a slice of heaven on earth, because that's the type of attitude that your child will take on. Your child won't hesitate to tell you, Mommy or Daddy, I thought I was doing wrong, but I wasn't really sure, but now I know, and I'm very sorry. Teach your child how to correct him or herself. Give them the power. Let them know they have the power. Let them know they have the power to help to keep you on the right path, because sometimes Mommy and Daddy, we make wrong turns. We're not perfect. We're just trying to be. Speak the truth to your children. Let them understand life for what life truly is. Don't allow them to grow up with some fake ideas about what life is about and then have the shock of their life. And then when they have the shock of their life, seeing what life is truly about, then they're upset. Then you get upset because they're upset. They're misbehaving and being disrespectful and distancing themselves from you. Now you can't talk to your child. This is what we've been doing for generations. It's time that we start to get it right. Treat the little people with the respect that they deserve, and we will in turn get the respect that we deserve. Admit that you do not have all the answers. Let them know that we have been corrupted. Our teachings have been corrupted by people and their egos and their own personal desires. Let them know. Let them know so that they can look out for these things on a day-to-day basis. When they see and experience something, they'll come home and they'll talk to you about it because it's puzzling to them. We are great people. Do not allow the West to teach us anymore. They don't have any good intentions for us, so they give us all kind of teachings that are not in our best interest. Pay attention. Drop what you need to drop and pick up what you need to pick up. And let people mind their business. They can't tell you how to parent your child. You are the guardian of that child. You get to train that child. The same way people can't teach their child fuckery is the same you can't teach your child to be a little gentleman or a little lady. It don't matter if they're black. All the more reason we are kings and queens, gods and goddesses, prince and princesses. They came and stole that shit from us. We are royalty. Period. And not Queen Elizabeth type royalty neither. We don't go around conquering the world and taking people's shit. That's not the type of royalty we are. We are the type of royalty that respect ourselves. Respect our societies, our villages, our people, the traditions that we construct. That's how we live. The parts of our culture that we should keep, make sure that you do your best to preserve it. And I'm sorry, I'm very upset. I'm going to try to say it in a nice way, but seriously. Some parts of the African culture you need to keep. Some parts, they need to go. They need to go. They are destroying us. They're not building us. They're not manifesting who we truly are. We are royal children. We are the kings and queens of the earth. And I'm not saying that the other people of the earth are not kings and queens either. They need to know who they are. It is not my responsibility to know who they are. It is their responsibility to know who they are and teach their children who they are. Black people are my responsibility. African people is my responsibility. As you can see, I'm a black woman. So I'm not bringing down any other people. I'm uplifting my own. Everybody else can identify how they want to identify. So don't say what I didn't say. Do not imply what I did not imply. Nobody wants to look out for my own. I want to look out for my own. Everybody else walk all over my own. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to build my own. Because we are better than this. And it's time for us to manifest our greatness. Who want to get scared, get scared. Who want to fight, let them fight, because God going to protect us. It is our birthright. Be you. They disrespect us because of the color of their skin, yet they sit out in the sun for hours trying to look like us. They disrespect us because of the size of our lips, and they go under terrible surgeries to get lips like us, butts like us, hips like us, breasts like us. Who are we? We are great. Be great. And let them imitate. Following these stupid people who are leading you over a cliff. because you don't know that you're a god and a goddess. You don't know that you're a king and a queen. You don't know that you're a prince and a princess. So you follow people who are teaching you to be a peasant, people who are teaching you to see yourself as less than they are. What are you doing? We are the mothers and fathers of civilization. We are the children of the sun. That's why everybody else burn up when they go to the Africa. They don't belong there. Why would the elements be fighting against you if you belong there? I don't care. I don't care if you like me. I don't care. The truth hurts, but it's not an offense. Y'all need to treat the African people with the level of respect that they deserve. It's not yours. Africa for the Africans. God didn't make a mistake when God made our hair curly and coily. It's to protect our head from the beating of the sun. These other people, their hair grow down long to protect their body from the cold. They grow hairy chest and whatnot to protect their body from the cold. God didn't make a mistake. Truth hurts, but it's not an offense. You're thieves. You're bullies. You're evil people. And some of you are deceived by your ancestors. They try to make you believe that you belong in Africa. You do not belong there. The elements itself show you that you do not belong there. But you are welcome there. But no, y'all be wanting to come in and take over. It's a big difference. You don't come as a guest. You come in to civilize us. Not everybody want Burger King and KFC. We can make our own burgers and make our own fried chicken. All these things that the West claim to be modernization and upgrades to our civilization, a lot of it is nonsense. A lot of it is just destroying the fucking environment. What's this thing about changing your phone every whatever couple of months? Every time the new iPhone come out, y'all discard. How many iPhones are just sitting there not doing anything? And then we want to talk about saving the planet. Not all of their ways should be duplicated, my people. Pick and choose what you want from out of the whole world. Take the sense out of the nonsense and leave them with the rest. Their thing is their thing. If you can be inspired by something sensible that they do, be inspired. But leave their rubbish with them. I was watching a video with this young man who went to live in the Philippines. And when he was there, he started to bring he's from America, so he started to behave like the Americans in the Philippines. He wasn't wearing a shirt most of the time. He doesn't have any clothes on his top half. That's not their culture. Why are you coming from America with your whatever type of behavior and you're going and forcing it upon a people and you don't expect these people to be offended? They don't want their sons to be going around shirtless. It's not their thing. Of course they're not gonna like you because they talk to you and you don't want to change. You want to go into another person's country and decide how they should behave. Who are you? Especially you're bringing ideologies that are working against the principles that they're trying to instill in their in their youth. And they eventually killed him. Well, they don't even know where he is. He just disappeared. I'm sure there were other reasons, but one of the top things I'm saying is you have to be careful how you're going into another person's country and just bringing your ways to these people. Not everybody want to be modernized. Some people are happy with their life the way that they are. Some people are happy without Wi-Fi. Some people are happy without telephones. Some people are happy without guns. Let people live. Some people are happy without fast food restaurants. Some people are happy in the village, living off the land. Connecting with the moon and the stars, nature itself. Some people like it like that. Not everybody is jealous of you because you're from America or Europe or the Caribbean and your clothes look like this and you talk like that. Not everybody is envious of you. Some people are actually happy to be who they are. Recognize that. Not everybody see you as some kind of a God. You may have great ideas, you may have good intentions, but if the people say no, let their no be a no. Your ideas belong elsewhere. Simple. Not everybody wants shopping malls. When they want a shopping mall, they can leave from out of their nature-filled country and go to America. We will visit America when we want to experience a shopping mall. That's how tourism go. You want to take the same thing all over the earth. So where's the uniqueness? What's the point of going to another country if it's just like your country? You lose the whole idea. Our differences are beautiful. Let us be. Let people be. Turn the whole Caribbean into a little America. What's the point of going to the Caribbean? There are hot places in America. What's the point? And everybody just leave their culture and cling to America because they think that America, because of how America portrays itself. Americans are rude. A lot of them are rude. A lot of them are careless. They do not care about themselves or their own enough. They do not care much about standards. They have lost themselves. African Americans, all kind of Americans. Their thinking has been corrupted. Stop seeing them as better than you are. Because if you see them as better than you are, then you need to reevaluate yourself. Why put your elderly in care homes? African culture was to keep the elderly and the children, everybody live together upon one plot of land. That's the way to keep your people young, active, longevity. It encourages longevity. The children give youthful vibes to the elders. We're supposed to live together. Not one sister live 8 miles away, another one live 200 miles away, Another one, no. Keep the good African principles and leave people with their rubbish. We need to get back to what works well. God help me. Different move. Hold on. I'm sorry. There's a lot of dust on these cards. Soon finish. So this is the last deck to bring you messages from you. Then we finish. Okay. Exactly. The subject of this part of the message is all about the morals. Yeah. Knowing the difference between, well, determining the difference between right and wrong. Because sometimes we get mixed up. So just do your best, innit? Because me, I like law. But sometimes I see some things advertised and I'm like, I'm glad I'm not a judge on that case, because I don't know what's right and what's wrong in that instance. I would hate to be a judge presiding over that. Okay? So yeah, just do your best when it comes to your morals. And I'm quite good at judging and like law. See, I'm quite good at knowing the difference between right and wrong, and I know I've seen some cases that it's like, yeah, I'm glad I don't have to be the one to decide. And that's why we have a God. Be like, yeah, this one is above my pay grade. I need your guidance. Okay, so we got freedom. And we got hospitalized to come out, but they were kind of twisted. So just to check your energy. Yeah, they're both upright. So freedom and hospitalized. So freedom is in crisis because of our morals. So because we're not morally upright, our freedom is being allowed to be tampered with. So when you get on board with your sacred contract and include God, then you can stand in your sovereign power. Okay? Nobody can mess with your freedom once you're in your sacred contract. That means you're doing what God has called you to do, because God's not going to let anybody come in and interfere with its purpose or cause or mission. Okay? So to have your full freedom, you need to get in alignment with God Almighty. The underlying issue, morals, passing away, disownership. You see that? So because ones have disowned their morals, ones have put their morals to the side for money, power, status, job, you know, whatever you sacrificed your morals for, or traded or disowned your morals for, that's what's stopping you guys from having the level of freedom that you could be enjoying. So look at that trick, because a lot of people, they tend to stray away from their morals because they think that that's how to get by in life, because those with the power, they make them believe that that's how to get by. If you don't want us to bully you, then you're gonna have to do this thing for us, and this thing goes against your moral principles. Okay? If you don't want us to suffer you in this society, then you must do this, and we don't care if it goes against your moral principles. And in order for you to save yourself, quote unquote, or for you to get money or status or whatever, you sacrifice your morals secretly. Secret crimes. We've all, well, not all of us, but many of us have been there. And these are the things that God is saying, leave in the past. Okay? But in doing so, that's what has stopped you from being able to stand in your sovereign authority. Africa and Africans. Because for me, one of the reasons why I am winning against this secret society, the secret society that's fighting against me is the one who is trying to do this one world government thing, the highest of the highest ones. Well, at least they tell themselves that, and they present themselves as if they are such. Okay? I disagree, but that's how they present themselves, and that's how people know them. Okay? As they're the highest of the highest secret society, and they're the one to be most feared. Okay. So the reason why I can stand in my sovereignty is because I've never compromised when it comes to my morals, what I believe in, what I believe to be true. So this is absolutely true. So it's like you give up your freedom for material gains. You give up your freedom out of fear because you don't want to be bullied. Because you know, when you have good intentions for humanity, these idiots, they come in and they either try to ruin your reputation by spreading rumors about you, or they try to hurt you physically. And a lot of the times they do it secretly, like the little particles that I have in my house right now that's flying all over the place, that's messing with my face and my sinuses right now. They try to kill you, but they try to hurt you and or kill you, but they try to make it look like um it's a legitimate illness. They try to be as discreet as possible, you know. But if you look for the signs, you see the fuckery. That's why I did the comparison with with regular lint and the weaponized lint look-alike. So, when you get back in line with your moral principles, you'll be able to stand as a sovereign country once again. Okay? So, yeah, listening and miracle. Yeah. We need to honor God. That is our path to true sovereignty. God is not going to give us our sovereign power unless we honor God, or else we will think that we are the sovereign power. No. Glory to God. Yeah. So we got arguing, need to go on a vacation. So we need to stop the arguing and learn schooling from childbirth. So it's teaching the youth the truth, teaching the youth the right. So we need to reprogram ourselves, our behaviors, how we make our choices. We need to stop fighting each other and start learning and teaching. Start learning from each other and start teaching each other. And that starts from the childbirth, the babies. You see how small that is? That's not even children. Look, tradition, child support. We need to get it right for our children. Reconciliation. It's time to reconcile ourselves with our children when it comes to our traditions. Know what we're keeping and know what we're throwing away. It's time for healing. That's how you get back to being a sovereign country. That's how God's going to give Africa its power back as a sovereign. So these other people are allowed to come in and do whatever they're doing because God is using them to punish us. They're still jackasses, but they're ordained jackasses. They're still bullies, but they're ordained bullies, ordained by God. God is using them to whip Africa and Africans for being disobedient, for disowning God, for disowning our moral principles. I still don't have to like them. I haven't disowned God, and they're still whipping me. So in my case, they're definitely not the hand of God trying to whip me, because I'm being a good girl. So they're just committing sins against me, committing crimes against me, for no good reason. The only good thing that comes out of them fighting me is I learn. The more shit they throw at me is the more I learn. Because I'm certainly not going to let them stop me. That's what I got God for. I pray. Why worry when you can pray? Trust me, guys. He will lead the way. Yeah, my people. So that is it. So that's what God wants to tell you at this time, Nigeria. You have the power in the palm of your hand. If only you will make good use of it. The world awaits to see what you do. And remember, if you want to be winners in this situation, you have to include God. That's the bargaining chip. That's what God is saying. If you want your power, you got to give me back my power. That's what I'm representing God now. God is saying to Nigeria, if you want your power, you have to give me back my power. You have to give me back my honor. You have to give me back my glory. You have to give me back my position. Forget this democracy and all these things. Theocracy is what we're working with. God government. A God-run government. You're supposed to be representatives of the Most High God. Even though you're serving a collective of gods. Don't let that stop you. Oh, my belly is ready to eat now. Perfect timing. So thank you guys so much for chilling with me and listening in, and I hope that this has made a difference to your thinking. I hope that this has made things clear to you. Be glad that you're being given this opportunity. The world, well, those who love you anyway, we celebrate for you. If you win, we win. Because all it takes is one pebble to drop in the ocean, and the ripple effect, that's the true magic. But it starts with you. God is giving you an opportunity to make it start with you. So, will you take this up? We don't know. We're watching. But good luck in any case. Alright? Thank you so much again. Until next time. Bye-bye.